gotta have a lot of love.
Philosophy, a word that sparks curiosity, that seeks to answer life's greatest questions. But what is philosophy and why does it matter? More than just a subject, it's a method of thinking that helps us explore the fundamental nature of reality, existence, and ethics. Philosophy has been around for thousands of years, and along this journey, certain individuals, the philosophers, have shaped the way we think, question, and perceive the world around us. But who are these philosophers?
Wish fulfillment is the road to the unconscious. I, Sigmund Freud, a 20th century philosopher, psychologist, and physiologist, I rejected the notion of unified self, revolutionized psychology through development of psychoanalysis, a method of treating mental illness through dialogue. An example of my idea. The iceberg analogy shows the mind's three levels: the conscious, what we're aware of, the subconscious, readily accessible memories, and the unconscious, repressed thoughts and desires. For instance, a person might unknowingly repress childhood trauma in their unconscious, which can later surface as an anxiety or emotional issues. Another example, the id, ego, and superego. These are theoretical parts of human psychology and personality placement. The id. This can be described as the fun-loving part of your brain. This part of your brain wants immediate gratification without thinking of consequences. Superego. This is the part of your brain that keeps standards and tells you what is wrong and right. Example, reminding you, when you take things from people, it is not right and will hurt their feelings. The ego, the part of your brain that balances what you want and what's acceptable. Example, suggesting to ask politely to borrow something from someone.
I act, therefore I am. Probably all of you are familiar to this quote. I am Gilbert Ryle, I am a British philosopher, and I am primarily known for my critique of Cartesian dualism and my contribution to the ordinary language philosophy. My most famous work is The Concept of Mind and was released on 1949, where I argued against René Descartes' mind-body dualism, describing it as a category mistake. I, Gilbert Ryle, in my own view of the category mistake, it involves misunderstanding the nature of something by placing it in the wrong conceptual framework or category. Category mistake is an error in logic in which one category of something is presented as belonging to another category.
Reason is the final authority of morality. I, Immanuel Kant, is a central figure in modern philosophy. I am known for my theories on human knowledge and metaphysics.
I believe on the morality in science, which seeks to discover universal laws that govern the natural world. Morality will be a system of universal rules that govern action. In my view, right action is ultimately a rational action. I believe that ethics consists of commands about what we ought to do. For me, just doing the right thing is not sufficient for making an action have moral worth. It also means to act with goodwill. I believe that goodwill and reason is essential for morality.
I propose that the self is transcendental, existing beyond the physical body. I emphasize the role of reason in guiding moral decisions.
I argued that lying is immoral because if everyone lied, trust in communication would disappear, which would harm society. Thus, reason leads us to the conclusion that one must always tell the truth for the greater good.
I believe that morality is rooted in universal laws dictated by rationality.
Hi, I am Socrates. I am a Greek philosopher. I was one of the very few individuals who shaped the Western thought. However, I never wrote anything about myself. Instead, it is my student Plato who did. My method is called Socratic method, which is asking a series of questions about ourselves to discover who we are, because the unexamined life is not worth living.
Oh, the mirror. I see a lot of noise, thoughts, feelings, anxieties. It's hard to make sense of it all. I'm afraid of failing, of not living up to my expectations, of not being enough. But I often focus on my weaknesses. I'm afraid to embrace my strengths. I want to use my creativity to inspire others, but I'm afraid I cannot. The path to your dreams may be long and winding, but the journey begins with a single step. Look within, traveler. Discover the strength that lies within you. That is what Socrates meant to his theory.
I am Plato, a towering figure in ancient Greek philosophy. I was born in Athens around 428 BC. I came from a wealthy family. My father is named Ariston, a descended king in Athens, and my mother is Pryxian, a statesman Salon. I am a student of Socrates, and I am deeply influenced with his teachings. I am known for my theory of forms, which I indicate the three parts of the soul. The first one is the appetitive one, which is the element that enjoys sensual experiences. The second one is the rational soul, which is the element that forbids the soul to enjoy sensual experiences. The last part is the spirited soul, which is inclined to rational or reason, but understand the needs of passion. I believe that balance between mind and body is a must. And I do believe in sayings, good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions to others.
Human mind at birth is born at tabula rasa. Therefore, knowledge is derived from experience. I am born in Somerset, England. I am recognized as the founder of British empiricism and the first author of systematic exposition. All of us started with minds at a blank slate or tabula rasa. This is contrary to prevailing views that our minds are fitted at birth with all sorts of ideas, religion, ethics, or morality. Therefore, everything we think, believe, know, and conjecture is derived from experience. Linked to this is my so-called theory of mind, which is often cited as the origin of identity in the self. I am the first to define the self as the continuity of the consciousness. I also have what we call the social contract theory, where it states that an individual is born into a state of nature. Also, each person has a God-given natural rights. These rights are not subject to any kind of government rights. More to that, human nature is selfish, but characterized by reason and tolerance.
Saint Augustine was Bishop of Hippo, one of the Latin Father and the Doctor of the Church, and the most significant Christian thinker. According to him, human being was both soul and body that is meant to tend higher, divine, and heavenly matters because of his or her capacity to ascend and comprehend truths through the mind. He conceptualized the self as an immaterial that had self-knowledge and self-awareness. And then he also argues that to become a righteous, wise, and holy eternity with God, man must seek to grow in virtue, knowledge, and love by submitting his intellect and will. For self is being open to a relationship with God, according to Saint Augustine. All knowledge leads to God. Example, finding purpose in God. Augustine believed that our true selves are found in God and that our purpose in life is to seek communication with Him. This resonates with the spiritual meaning and purpose in life, often experienced through faith, spirituality, or a sense of connection to something larger than ourselves.
The world is in natural setting off, to failed for all my thoughts and all my explicit perceptions. Truth does not inhabit only the inner man. Man is in the world, and only in the world does he know himself. I am Maurice Merleau-Ponty, a philosopher and author, insisted that the mind and the body are intrinsically connected. Physical body is an important part of the self.
Maurice Merleau-Ponty, Intersubjectivity. What is intersubjectivity?
Intersubjectivity, a philosophical concept that refers to the shared understanding or arguments between multiple subjects or individuals. It explores how individuals relate to and understand each other's perspective, experience, and intention.
The skeptical empiricist was a Scottish philosopher, historian, economist, and essayist. I consider one of the most important figures in the history of the Western philosophy. Groundbreaking work in epistemology, physics, and ethics. My readings explore the nature of human knowledge, the purpose of the reason, information, and morality. My philosophy is rooted in empiricism, the belief that all knowledge originates from sensory experiences. I argue that reason alone cannot provide us with knowledge of the world. Instead, we must rely on senses and observations. This leads to skepticism about the ability of reason to prove the existence of God, the self, or the external world.
That our concept of self is shaped by the principles of custom and habit. Over time, our mind develops patterns of association and expectation. These patterns create a sense of coherence and continuity in our experiences, contributing to our understanding of self. He encourages us to be more open-minded and accepting of change. This understanding also prompts us to consider the intricate interplay of our perceptions and how they shape our sense of reality. In closing, David Hume's exploration of the self offers a radical departure from conventional thinking. His philosophy encourages us to question assumptions, embrace change, and appreciate the complexity of human experience.
Hello people, let's meet Paul Churland.
And yeah, this is Paul Montgomery Churchland.
We do have an organ for understanding and recognizing moral facts called the brain. Suggests that our brain is the primary organ responsible for understanding and recognizing moral facts. As understanding and recognition are not solely the domain of the soul, heart, or any other entity, but rather a product of our brain's cognitive function.
He was born in Vancouver, Canada on October 21, 1942. He is a Canadian philosopher known for his studies in neurophilosophy and the philosophy of mind. In addition, Paul Churchland is most known for his studies of the brain and the philosophy of the mind. Churchland's philosophical beliefs include eliminative materialism as part of folk psychology. By the way guys, he is married to fellow philosopher Patricia Churchland, to which their studies are similar, a marriage devoted to the mind-body problem.
So, eliminative material.
Churchland states that there are at least two distinct kinds of existence, and these are our mind and bodies. So that means the self is the brain. We always use our senses to see or feel real situation or our common senses. Brain as our provider to see, feel, touch, taste, and smell. He believes that nothing but matter exists. Why matter, not senses? It is because we use materials or matters like books, watch, camera, phone, calculator, and even the ball and other materials made on earth that can be seen, felt, touched, smelled, tasted, that can empower our senses. Then it exists.
Think, therefore I am.
I am Descartes, a French philosopher, mathematician, and scientist. I am the first thinker who emphasized the use of reasons to predict, describe, and understand phenomena. And I am the father of modern Western philosophy.
While recuperating in bed, René Descartes formulated the famous phrase, I think, therefore I am.
I think, therefore I am, are one of the famous lines, which means that if you're able to think, it proves that you exist, or if you're thinking, you must exist.
What am I? A thinking thing. That's what René Descartes believed. But how did he get there? Descartes asked, what, if anything, can I know for certain? He decided he couldn't rely on any evidence acquired from his senses, since they sometimes misled him.
René Descartes' philosophy of dualism means that a world divided in two worlds, the mental and the physical. A theory has been developed which is known as substance dualism, that a mind and body is two distinct entities. Firstly, if we think in a mind, we realize that it is immaterial, it is non-spatial, and invisible. It is conscious through feelings and emotion, and these are private and non-observable to anyone rather than individual. Whereas the body is a distinct immaterial substance, it is physical, it is spatial, extended, of occupies space in immaterial world. As these two, they must be choose entities. However, even if they are separated, the mind as in fact affect the body. The mind and the body interact through the senses. The mind can control the body, causing it to move. This theory reinforces the common motion, but most importantly, there are differences between mind and body. Thought and physical, they do not occupy space.
So, philosophy is more than a mere study of ideas. It is a journey through the minds that have shaped our world, from ancient thinkers to contemporary philosophers. Each philosopher offers unique insights that challenge us to reflect deeply on our existence. They inspire us to question and to seek truth and to engage with the complexities of life.